As I'm staying to do some overtime work, I decided to take a break and then question my life choices. And one of them is my skin. Look at that. An old Japanese lady has better skin than mine. Then I started wondering if it's because of the diet or is it because they go to onsen regularly? And then I was wondering if I could just talk about onsen. So like I'm just now having a Sheldon moment about onsen. There are a few nice onsen places, or maybe a vacation places that are not very far from Tokyo. One of which is Hakone. You can go and see this gate, or you can go to places like this. It's really nice. But the thing that hits you is that when you're wandering around the onsen, there is this sulfuric smell. We all know the earth structure. I mean, like every middle schooler should know that the earth structure goes something like this. So you have the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. We live on the crust. And then there's a mantle, and here there is, I don't remember how many degrees. Was it like 4,000 degrees in here in the mantle? It's a bunch of melted rocks called the molten that is here. In this boundary here between the molten rock and the crust, sometimes the water that's here evaporates and creates geysers or hot springs, and this heat causes like melts these rocks, and these rocks, because they're melted, the minerals from these rocks are gonna seep in through these cracks, and then we can detect them in on top here. Also, some smart people might ask, if this is like 4,000 degree or something, why isn't it melting all of us? Like, why isn't the mantle that is touching the crust directly, why aren't we melting and dissipating into space? That's actually a very interesting question. Thank you for asking, my alter ego. That question is the same as asking, why doesn't the filament lamp burn if the filament inside of it is 1,200 degrees Celsius? You know what's hotter than that? A sparkler. Like, this is hotter than the filament of a lamp. It's 1,800 degrees. But it doesn't burn the universe. It doesn't even burn your hand. Because planet Earth seems so big and all of the mantle seems like so big, we think that it should actually burn. But if you think of Earth as a speck of dust in space, which is minus 270 degrees Celsius, if you think of Earth as just a speck in a sea of nothingness, it would be just like the sparkler from earlier. So outside of Earth is intact because it is because this is cold. This is so cold, like so damn cold. So let's just go back to onsen. So as we said, sulfur exists with really large quantities. John Green, get the hell out of this body. And basically, it is said to be the reason that helps soften the skin and get rid of like dead cells, eczema. It's also psychologically good, and it's a way for Japanese people to talk to each other, because Japanese people are not going to talk to you in the elevator. They will not talk to you. But here, this awkward moment right here, yes, hear where they talk. Here where they're gonna ask you about what did you cook last night. So now we're begging the question, is long exposure to onsen really good for health? Are Japanese people in danger, or are they just immune? You, as a foreigner, you want to go to a public onsen and bathe in there? Is that going to be okay for you or not? Are you going to get some sort of a reaction or not? That should be a question. Thank you for asking, Ikram. Considering the fact that Japanese people always take a shower because entering the onsen, and the millions of people who actually go and bathe there, don't bathe with these guys. You'll definitely get an infection though. So since no one is getting really infections, then it should be safe. You should be scared of COVID, maybe more than you could be scared of infections. But still, I think there was like once or twice recently in the past 10 years, maybe there were like two outbreaks in just like small cities. There were some outbreaks of this specific kinds of bacteria. So there's that. But there is no statistical studies done on foreigners. Like all of the statistical studies I could find are made only on Japanese people. So if you're Japanese, you're safe. If you're a foreigner, depends where you come from. If you're an Arab, you're already used maybe to going to the hammam. But if you're a Westerner or German, if you're German, you're going to pass out from the heat. I just got home and I remember that I also wanted to mention the colors of the onsen water. If you see a milky white, wait, where's my finger? Means that's your sign for having a lot of sulfur. So basically, sulfuric hydrogen is oxidating inside of the water, and the resultant particles are making it look muddy and whitish. This one is called Chinoike Jigoku, which means the blood pond of hell. It's in Beppu, Japan, and you can know that it has a lot of iron ions. That's the reason why it's red. The blue ones, usually no one knows why they are blue. I think everyone is dumb. Like, it's just reflecting the sky's color. Are you stupid? No, seriously. We don't know. This is a portal to another dimension. This one is in Tokyo. It's a black onsen. Generally, when they are black, it's because of humic acid, which is kind of a derivative of plants. Like, it forms in the same process like petroleum is formed, but it takes less time. And then we have green onsens. They are green because the Hulk uses them as his bathing onsens. They are green because we mix matcha in them, obviously. They're green because I'm not sure. I think it's like sulfur, but also like the alga that are in here, kind of like it's a mix of the sulfur and the alga in here. And finally, there is this onsen. It's called the anime onsen. It's where all those fan service episodes happen. So, what's your favorite fact about onsen, and which color do you prefer? For me, I would not want to go any of these onsen because I don't want to see people naked. I don't. See you again in more ADHD facts with Ikram.